Okay,
Because if
stream
you're
is
not,
live.
save 2 months anyway
Yep.
for training.
Okay. Updated agenda.
Is Pat coming or is it?
He's out, they're on vacation.
Okay, this may be a problem
Why?
because I don't think I can vote on Deborah Reynolds or Sharon Southern.
Okay, we can come to that when we get there, I guess, if we can't vote on it, I don't know. We'll get that, let me call the meeting to order, and we can have a discussion about that.
Okay.
All right, so I'll call the personnel committee meeting for July 31st, at 2:02 PM. Matthew, will you call the roll?
Olson,
Here.
Scarborough.
Here.
Okay, so first is approval of meeting minutes. I didn't check, they're not gonna say they're okay, perfect. I saw some stuff here and I just wanted to run by you to see if I was correct. I have that the call to order was done by Patrick on the first one. I think I called the meeting to order at the last meeting. So if we wanted to
Who's
confirm
the,
that. For the July 17th meeting.
were you here at the July 7th? You were here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why he would have called it to order.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident at the last meeting I called it to order.
I wonder if that was a rollover from the.
That's what because the meeting before that was the one that Patrick ran and I was out of town.
We'll fix that.
And then I also saw in the visitors, it had Mayor Flippin on there, and she was not present at that meeting, at the last meeting either. So we can just scratch her out of the, and that's what my assumption was, it was like that top block was just rolled over from the last one, which. Okay, perfect, does that sound, yeah, no, you're totally fine, that's why I just wanted to double check, make sure that I had that correct. So I will make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the July 17th meeting as amended.
I second.
Okay, Matthew, call the roll.
Olson,
Yes?
Scarborough.
Yes.
I guess I should ask for discussion before I go for that, but I don't think it matters, but next time I'll make sure to ask for discussion. Okay, so then next we have the updated personnel agenda that we got. So we have the hiring, terminations, promotions, so we have now added stuff to the agenda for the fire department. So I'll just give everyone a second to like just read over that, and since we just got that on our desk. Okay, is there any discussion that people would like to have about the fire department?
Amendment 5.
Okay. And then next is the police and communications department.
And that's just my question is,
Yep.
I mean, I'm totally for these people coming in, but I've known Deborah Reynolds for a long time, Rochelle's good friend,
Okay.
which is why I know she's the one qualified to come here. I mean, has all the experience and whatever. I already knew her. And Sharon Southern listed me as her person of preference.
Okay.
Probably can't vote on that.
Would,
I don't know, can I?
I think right now, we're just voting to approve it, to send it to the full
Which is-
board.
and we're voting on the group as a whole, not any individual.
Yeah.
And they're not
They're not actually related
a
to you.
relation.
They're
So
not
you-
related, so I can go.
You can
ahead.
still vote even if somebody is your friend. I mean,
Okay.
if you feel it's appropriate to make note of that, so the board is aware when you make your vote that, hey, just, I have a personal friendship with this person, just so that everyone feels aware you're welcome to
And
do
I think it's
that.
absolutely appropriate for you to bring it up here as well,
Yeah.
but it doesn't preclude you from voting.
Yeah, as
Okay.
far as my understanding of the rules go.
I just wanted to be sure I was doing it right.
Yeah.
Because you're not voting right now to hire her, you're just voting to recommend to the full board that.
This agenda goes forward as is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, no, perfect, good question though, and we can always look
And
into
I
that a little
was-
bit further before
And
the
I
next
was
meeting.
curious, but he said we'll have to wait till Jared's here. The Deborah Reynolds coming in at the same as everybody else, and she's already got the experience, and we won't have any time or money
Well,
to
and
train her, so it seems
what we can
odd
do
that she comes in at
is,
step 1, but that was just me.
would it make sense then for us to move hers as a separate item and discuss it at the board meeting.
Do you know Lisa's Jared, will Jared be here Monday?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay, so what we can do is we can move, it was Deborah Reynolds is the one that has the experience. So what do you think of us moving that as a separate item, moving it off the consent agenda? We'll put it into the personnel section, and then we can ask Chief about his recommendation for what to hire her at. That way, because otherwise she just gets jumped into everyone else and it'll just be official that she gets paid that same amount, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, I assume I'll make this as a motion to separate the approval for hiring of Deborah Reynolds to a separate item and remove it from the consent agenda and put it onto the personnel committee report section. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Okay.
I'm not as, yes.
Okay. So I'll make a motion for that.
I second it.
All right. And any discussion? Okay. Go ahead and call the roll, Matthew.
Olson,
Yes?
Scarborough.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And then, I may have asked this last time and I might not remember, do we need to make a motion to have this brought onto the consent agenda as is, or is it just us for our knowledge and it automatically will go onto the consent agenda? Okay, so we don't need to make any motion to,
Yeah,
Further
you
that.
made the motion that it was kind of out of the ordinary.
that would be the
to
only
separate
motion.
that.
Okay, perfect. All right, so then, I think that's everything. I'm gonna check. And since we don't have Chief here to discuss the other topic, is there anything that anyone here in the room would like to discuss for personnel issues?
Do we have to vote whether we're bringing all okay or not?
That's what he said, it automatically will go onto the consent agenda, so unless we would make, adjustments to it, then it would just go as is.
Okay,
Um,
good, nothing else.
So the only other thing that I had, I brought up just out of kind of coincidence to Matthew of possibly having the personnel meeting emailed to us instead of mailed to us. That way we can save the police officers the trip and the paper printing and everything like that.
Me.
So I would be fine with having mine emailed to me. I don't know if we need to have any type of motion for that, or if I can just give you, as individual board members, we can just give you permission to email ours to us.
I don't think that will require a motion. If the will of this group is to do it electronically, that's certainly my preference.
Yeah, I would be totally fine with getting it electronically. I mean, that saves time
I
and
think
money.
Janice would be quite disappointed if the policeman doesn't come to the front door, but I think she'll live.
Uh, Oh, do you have a preference as to what email it goes to?
It doesn't matter, either one. Yeah, either one's fine.
I think it would probably be better if it went to a city email address.
But that's, if
I
I,
don't have a city address.
I don't know why that has been such a challenge. I will revisit that, see if we can get that
Okay.
set up.
And I don't know if I would,
I think I have typically been using your person.
yeah, I don't think it should make a difference as long as it's attached to our contact and not somebody else's contact. It's going exclusively to the board member. I don't see why, just like getting delivered to your address. It's-
if play the devil's advocate, if somebody wanted to really challenge that, because this is personnel, information for a personnel committee, going to a public server,
Would there be,
a Yahoo or Gmail or anything like that, that's outside of the city's control.
would there be, maybe a restriction there that then if it's something that is, because these are open to the public as well. But if there's something that was closed material, then that would get mailed and delivered securely. We do it like that. But otherwise, the packet would be, as long as it's all,
I would, to err on, and this may be a Robert question over a Tom and Jerry question, it's about emailing agendas for these
Yeah.
out.
yeah, maybe that's the best action, is just to take it through legal and
Just to
confirm.
confirm that we're CYA,
Yeah.
that we're not putting anything out there that could potentially hinder us.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So it's not necessarily a personnel issue, but if you want to get back to us on the board meeting about that, if you get a response by the board meeting, if not, then out by the next personnel committee, we can hear a response about that.
So you made a motion and voted on it, to just pull Deborah Reynolds out, but the rest of it goes on to the consent.
Okay? Is there anything else or any further discussion on that? All right, this was easy peasy. I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Nancy, call the roll.
Olson,
Yes.
Scarborough.
Yes.
All right, love it. Thank you, guys.
Be nice if they were all like this, right?
I know.
Shoot for this for board meetings.